and class is always in session.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
5 o'clock.
From the Nationwide News Network, comprehensive, incisive, tough. This is Nationwide at 5.
Good afternoon, I'm Andrew Cannon. Coming up in the news for this Saturday, September 20, 2025, flooding and dislocation reported in sections of the corporate area following Friday's heavy showers. Member of Parliament for Eastern St. Thomas, Yvonne Shaw, rejects remarks made by the Prime Minister during the opening of Parliament and the swearing-in ceremony on Thursday. NWC says it has repaired 2 deep trenches on the main roads in Mount Salem and Flanker in St. James. On the international scene, Ukraine says 3 killed in massive Russian aerial attack. And in sport, Norris misses opportunity in chaotic qualifying for the Grand Prix in Azerbaijan. The details after this.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
There is grief and despair in several corporate area communities this afternoon following Friday's torrential downpour that caused extensive flooding and dislocation. One such community is Trafalgar in the vicinity of New Kingston. Several homes were flooded, resulting in a sleepless night for a resident. She spoke with our news center.
I'm tired, literally tired. But me talk to them, me beg them before it reached that stage here, before the gully wall burst. I use someone come and we talk to them. I beg them to say fix the gully, because me know this is coming up. Right now it's a similar condition. Me tired I live so. Me used to rescue the people them on that side here. Me can't rescue nobody again.
I need to rescue yourself.
Me need rescue myself. See the machine there, at the second washing machine that. Me tired, me not work, me not have no husband. And me, myself and I.
She said the Member of Parliament has made representation to improve the conditions of residents, but the state has not fulfilled his request. A disgruntled resident of Trafalgar community, she also said help is urgently needed.
They need to top play politics. You see, if this was a stronghold labor right place, it fixed long time. I mean, I hold on my mouth and say it. Me I say it. Me know we MP lobby for this. Nothing. Me can't blame MP because I have no control over it. A 5-time work agency come. 5 different consecutive time. Before down a bottom bus, 5 times. Me tired. This morning me have it. This morning, yesterday, me couldn't cry. Last night me not sleep. Me just tired. This never happened yet and it been happening since the gully burst. How much years now? Me tired.
A disgruntled resident of the Trafalgar community in the vicinity of New Kingston. The community is in southeast St. Andrews, represented by Julian Robinson. Meanwhile, another resident, Nadine Thompson, described the impact of the rains on her home following the erosion of a section of the major gully that runs through the community.
Yesterday I was here and I was inside and the rain started to drizzle and drizzle. Then it started to fall and I came outside. My friend came outside to get something, get a barrel or something from outside, and then we heard a roaring sound. When we heard a roaring sound and when we looked, just the water just rushing inside, break the glass door, start lick over stuff. It was, listen, I've never experienced nothing. I don't even know how I'm standing here today. It was really, really bad. The bedroom, everywhere is in a mess, everywhere. And you can see all the furniture and stuff outside.
She said she lost almost all of her belongings.
So I don't know what's going to happen. Everything, clothes, everything is gone. It liquid the car, it mash up the car. See the car there? It mash up the car, everywhere. Inside here, there's another 2-bedroom here on the property. The whole property belongs to me. Mash up in this. The amount of debris around the back, the amount of logs, like logs and proper logs and desk and table. The whole gully is in my house. The entire gully is in my house and in my yard. See everything outside here.
Nadine Thompson, a resident of the Trafalgar community. Meanwhile, Mayor of Kingston, Andrew Swaby and a team from the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation KSAMC visited several communities affected by heavy rains on Friday, surveying damage, meeting with residents and coordinating relief and cleanup efforts with emergency personnel. The mayor pledged municipal support for displaced families and said the authorities are working to restore services and clear debris as quickly as possible. Officials urged residents to follow safety advisories while recovery operations continue. Meanwhile, sections of East Kingston and Port Royal were also adversely affected by flooding. Residents of Burger Gully were among those displaced. The Member of Parliament, Philip Powell, has called for urgent assistance for the residents. And the authorities are monitoring sections of Mountain View in St. Andrew which have been blocked by protesting residents. They are protesting the impact of flooding of a gully that runs through the area. The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries and Mining is welcoming the announcement that Floyd Green will continue to serve as Portfolio Minister in the new administration. In a statement on Friday, the ministry says since his appointment, Minister Green has worked diligently to support the advancement of initiatives that enhance resilience and improve opportunities within the sectors. It says under his stewardship, the ministry has expanded irrigation infrastructure, rehabilitated critical farm roads, strengthened disaster recovery efforts in the wake of hurricanes, expanded ports, and increased alumina output. Speaking with Nationwide News on Thursday, Minister Green says he's ready to continue the work needed to improve the lives of the Jamaican people.
We started off on a very good note. We have had two back-to-back quarters of growth. Last quarter we grew by over 13%. I think that's positive. Coming from Hurricane Barry, what we're seeing is a quicker recovery time. I think that means we're building resilience. Still a way to go, so we're going to be focusing a lot on storage, a lot on irrigation systems, so that we can withstand the weather changes that we're facing, so that when farmers have glut, they can treat with it. So a lot of big plans. I'm very happy that I get the opportunity to not only lay the foundation, but to bring those plans into fruition.
Floyd Green, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining. The National Water Commission, NWC, says it has repaired 2 deep trenches on the main roads in Mount Salem and Flanker in St. James. Videos posted on social media showed a deep hole along the roadway in Mount Salem, surrounded by caution tape and a nearby tractor. The videos show residents gathered around the hole, with one man taking a dive and swimming in the water-filled hole. In another video, a social media user posted another hole on the road in Flanker filled with clear blue water. The NWC says both areas have since been repaired. According to the Commission, pipeline repairs were ongoing on the main road in Mount Salem. It says following an initial site visit on Tuesday, the team was forced to cordon off the area and reschedule the repair works due to the location of the leak and its impact on road access. The NWC says repairs were completed on Wednesday. Meanwhile, the NWC says the overflow of water on the Flanker main road was the result of a major leak. It says repairs were completed to that section of the road on Thursday. Member of Parliament for Eastern St. Thomas Yvonne Shaw has firmly rejected remarks made by Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness during the opening of Parliament and swearing-in ceremony on Thursday. In his remarks, Dr. Holness suggested her involvement in political intimidation related to the Southern Coastal Highway Improvement Project.
The South Coast Road Improvement Project has unfortunately been marred by interference, intimidation, and attempts by individuals to unlawfully insert themselves into the works. I bring it here, Madam Speaker, because it is important to set the policy, the procedures, and the standards so that there is no ambiguity. The government has made it clear, and I repeat it here in this House, that no one has the authority to hijack national projects, intimidate contractors, or substitute political muscle for lawful governance.
Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness, but Ms. Shaw dismissed the Prime Minister's response. She says at no point did she or her team engage in intimidation acts of any kind.
I must make it clear that at no point did I or anyone on my team engage in intimidation of any kind. My sole focus has been to ensure that the people of Eastern St. Thomas benefit fairly from opportunities arising from this important project. The attempt to politicize a routine process is both regrettable and distracting
from the work at hand. Following the general elections, I met with the project contractors, China Harbour Engineering Company, to facilitate the orderly transition of the liaison officer.
Yvonne Shaw, Member of Parliament for Eastern St. Thomas. Shaw says the step is a standard practice that has taken place after past elections whenever there is a change of parliamentary representation. According to Shaw, CHEC has since documented that the transition was conducted appropriately and confirmed that her engagement was consistent with ensuring fairness and continuity. The company further recommended collaboration from both political parties to avoid unnecessary delays and to safeguard the timely completion of the project. Shaw reaffirmed her commitment to the progress and development of Eastern St. Thomas. She's urging all parties to focus on nation building rather than division. On the international scene, at least 3 people have been killed and more than 30 injured in a massive overnight Russian aerial attack on Ukraine, President Volodymyr Zelensky says. He says regions across the country were targeted as part of a deliberate strategy to intimidate civilians and destroy our infrastructure, with one direct missile hit reported on a residential building. Ukraine's Air Force says Moscow launched 619 drones and missiles. Russia's defense ministry says its massive strike used precision weapons and targeted military-industrial facilities. Separately, Russia says 4 people were killed in a Ukrainian drone attack on the Samara region. Kiev says it hit a major oil refinery there. And now to sport. Title rivals Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri starred the Azerbaijan Grand Prix 7th and 9th following a chaotic qualifying session that ran to double its normal length. The Baku Street Circuit is notorious for creating incident. Its combination of long straights and tight right-angled corners are bounded by walls, so mistakes tend to be punished. This time, difficult conditions created a challenge that led to 6 drivers, more than a quarter of the field, crashing during qualifying. The resulting 6 red flags, well, that was a Formula 1 record. And of course, on a programming note, you can join us tonight at 7 as we will have live coverage of the World Championships in Tokyo, Japan. And now for a recap of the top stories making the news at this hour. Flooding and dislocation reported in sections of the corporate area following Friday's heavy showers. Member of Parliament for Eastern St. Thomas, Yvonne Shaw, rejects remarks made by Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness during the opening of Parliament and swearing-in ceremony on Thursday. NWC says it has repaired 2 deep trenches on the main roads in Mount Salem and Flanker in St. James. You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app available on Google Play and the App Store. News is next at 5 tomorrow afternoon. Good afternoon.